Okay, guys, so let's check out Bitcoin's potential moves going forward. Now, first, let's try to find out its potential moves to the upside if it manages to break out. Okay, so like I mentioned before, I've stated before that Bitcoin appears to be mimicking its previous run. Now, as you guys can see here, in its previous run, you can see the formation of these candles are on the monthly. And you can see these formation, how they inclined. They gradually inclined in a particular pattern. And up here, in our current run, it appears to be forming the exact same pattern. I mean, it appears. It could change, but it appears that way. But if Bitcoin is mimicking the previous bull cycle down to the letter, I should say rather, down to the number, it could rally up to, because we're judging based off of this candle right here. This candle. We would print, the next candle would look similar to this. So it would surpass its recent all-time high, which is around $112,000. And it would go just a little bit higher, I'm guessing around 117,000, around 117K. Yes, if it were to mimic its previous run down to the number, down to the very letter. So I don't know, FTX just had their distribution, their second distribution, and perhaps that could affect the markets. That could probably push it up some in the coming week, because their distribution is about to play out from tomorrow into the rest of days during the week. So we may see that. That is a possibility. We can't rule that out, because it's a significantly larger amount of money than the last distribution that they did. They did one, I think it was in January, I think. But it didn't really affect the markets that much, because it was significantly smaller. But this recent distribution, or I should say it hasn't even occurred as yet. I think it's starting tomorrow. So we won't be able to see the effects of it until in this coming week. It's for people who have lost 50,000, above 50 grand then. And I think it's over $5 billion worth of stable coins being injected into the markets. So let's see how it'll affect the price of Bitcoin or not. We won't know. So let's see how it will play out. So yeah, look at this, guys. As I mentioned in my previous videos, Bitcoin has formed these M patterns, these two camel hump patterns, right? In its previous run, and they're obviously very bearish patterns. And here, again, in this run, it appeared to be doing the exact same thing. It appears to be doing the exact same thing, guys. Like I said again, that's what it appears. When you zoom out on the monthly candles, you see. But we have to watch and see what it will do. Like, if it goes up to that 117K, we have to just be observant and see if it will top out, if it will run out of steam, or if it will continue. Because I remember that that prophetic price point that Yah had given to me, and I've been constantly wondering, like, where is that going to come into play? Which is $133,000 for Bitcoin. Where is that going to come into play? I've been asking the Lord as well. When are we going to see that? Because it appeared to be like one straight candle that formed on during a weekly period in my dream. And I even thought that it was also even a daily candle, judging by the speed at which it occurred. And so I've been wondering about that as well, because in the dream, it was also a sign of the flash crash to zero, which makes me wonder, are we going to have more than one flash crashes to zero? Are we going to see that now? Or are we going to see it after this current crash? I'm not entirely sure, guys. I'm not entirely sure. But one thing that I'm sure of, though, do you guys see this? As I mentioned before, do you guys see these prominent wicks as it was in the past? You see how we've created these prominent wicks, and we've just printed this monthly candle with another prominent wick right there, guys. That is a telltale sign, if you ask me. Like, seriously, that's like a sign that the market is basically topped out, and whatever moves that it's going to make to the upside is going to fail. That's what I'm thinking. Because, just look at it for yourselves. It looks eerily similar to its previous bull cycle. Like it's playing out the exact same thing. I can't shake this, and I don't hear anyone else talking about this because they're not looking on the monthly candles. So it's a possibility. If it's mimicking its previous run, it could go right up to 117K before it starts to crash. Because I have to mention this as well. It would be very weird if Bitcoin actually crashes from either where it's at right now, or even if it manages to go up to 117K and then pulls back. It wouldn't be normal. You see, and everyone that's in crypto understands this. Like, usually in Bitcoin's bull cycle, right? Bitcoin, this was one of its all-time highs from the past, around $19,000-$20,000, right? And usually Bitcoin manages to rally well over 100% higher than its previous all-time high in the next bull cycle. So the previous all-time high was around 70K, which, by the way, I'm expecting it to retest. I'll get back into that after this. Its previous all-time high was 70K, right, guys? And usually Bitcoin pumps at least up to 100%, at least higher than its previous all-time high. And so far we haven't seen that, because that would be at least 140K, guys. It's only managed to go up to 112 so far. So that's another question. Everyone, we all know this. Everyone who has been in crypto for a while, we know this. And we've been expecting this as well, even from the beginning. Once this bull run had began, we expected that. We were looking for it, for Bitcoin to pump at least 100% more higher than its previous all-time high. And it has not yet done that. That's why I said that if it goes up, or if it tumbles from where it is, or if it manages to go up to 117,000 and it fails and starts to crash, it wouldn't be a normal bull run. It wouldn't be a normal bull run at all. And you know what? That wouldn't surprise me. Because another thing that I've also observed concerning this current bull run is the structure. If you notice here in the second hump, it took several months. These are monthly candles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it took several months for this one here before it topped out. So it had even more structure than this. This only took 2 months for it to rally all the way up this high, guys. Just 2 months. Look at this, 2 candles right here. So in my opinion, it went up there way too fast, guys. And that's a clear sign of like literally a deliberate pump and dump kind of move right there. 2 candles, because this one, it took what, like I said, almost 6 candles, which is, you know, it's better. You want to see that because it's building, it's taking its time, it's building structure to get up there. But this one, just in 2 months, it pumped all the way from 74K all the way up to 112K. It was doing it too fast. A clear sign of a manufactured pump right there, with little to no market structure. It's built, this pump was based off of fluff and news, as I've mentioned in the previous TA video. So that would be one of the signs, as well as the topping tail, as the prominent wicks, that listen, this market is either at the tops or very near getting ready to turn over and to sink like the Titanic. You see? Yeah, that's what's getting ready to occur. Based off of what I personally I'm looking at, I'm feeling, based off of these 2 candles right here. They went up way too high. Way too fast, I should say. You see, they went up way too fast. So judging by the looks of it, it appears that even this M that we're forming, which I've already told you guys already, this M here in this current bull run is actually worse than this one. And this one, like I mentioned before, it fell 80%. And this structure is, to me, it's just worse. It's worse, guys. Bitcoin is too heavily manipulated, guys. It needs a washout. Like I've mentioned many times, it needs to correct. And it's too much manipulations, guys. And pumping off of news and launching of ETFs and all of this. I know that all of these things has affected it. You know, they didn't allow it to grow in time and to build structure. It just went up way too fast. And as the old saying goes, what goes up must come down, you know? It went up too fast, in my opinion. So the liquidity that's coming in the markets, it could push it up to the 117,000 area, at which I would be very, very cautious, because it could very well just run out of steam right there and just proceed to tumble all the way down. Or it could even start crashing from where it's at right now. That's also a possibility. But now, let's look at the potentials for the downside. I'm expecting it to, if it's going to tumble down, look at this. Wow, that is beautiful. Look at where this line sits right here. Perfect. I'm expecting it to tumble down at the 69, 70K area, to at least come in to try and retest that area. Because why? As you guys can see, this was its previous all-time high in the last cycle. So I'm expecting it to come at the 69 area here to test it out. If it fails, it's, as I've always said, 49K, guys. 49K 50. That's a level of support right here, 49K 50. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. And if we're going to get a bounce to go up to that prophetic number of 133K that Yah had shown to me, I'm thinking more than anything else, it would be from this level, from the 49K 50, if we're going to have that run. It would, you know, go up to 133K and then move on to 150 and up to 200,000, as I mentioned before. If it's going to do that, the highest level I'm thinking it's going to bounce from, which is the highest level, it would be around 4950K. It would bounce from to go up to 133 towards 150. This is all just my personal opinion. And if it fails to hold that, whatever bounce it makes from that level, from 49, if it fails to hold that level, we all know where it's heading. It's going down to 20,000 right here. Look at that again. Beautiful. Look at this. It sits right there at its previous all-time high. Not previous, but one of the all-time highs that it made. It consolidated here for a period as well recently. It's coming right back down here. And if it fails to hold this level, this 20K area, then I'm thinking more than likely this is that prophetic move down to zero and sub-zero. Yes, guys, I'm very serious. If it fails to hold that level, if it tumbles that far, and it fails to hold the 20K area, and it starts to tumble down below, you want to guess where it's heading? Sub-zero. Zero. So yes, that is my take, guys. That's what I think are the potential moves for Bitcoin right now. If it manages to go up to the upside, and if it's following its previous bull cycle to the T, if you notice this candle here, it pumped just a little bit higher than the previous monthly candle. If we're doing the same, we could see another pump higher than the previous high that we made, up to around 117K, right? But only to retrace and start a bear market, basically. Yes, which will take it down 70, 80 to even possibly 90% down, which would be a massacre, guys. But as far as us, we would have been expecting it, because it doesn't matter if Bitcoin pumps or goes down. The positions that I've been sharing with you guys, BNB Tiger, once you're in that, it's irrelevant where whatever Bitcoin does. It's completely irrelevant because we're perfectly positioned. When Bitcoin tumbles, hooray, because that's when BNB Tiger is going to shine the most. And if it pumps, also hooray. It doesn't affect us at all negatively. So you guys don't have to worry about it. So guys, that's my take on this analysis here of Bitcoin on where it is currently. Let's look what we'll do here in June. It's very, very interesting. I know all eyes are on it. All eyes are on it. The majority thinks that it's going to pump up to 150,000. And very few people think that it's actually at the tops or near the tops. Usually Bitcoin does the opposite of what the majority thinks. So guys, let's keep watching and pay attention and see how it will play out. You guys take good care of yourselves. Until next time, shalom.